Good morning, one and all. It is my immense pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all for this online webinar in association with IQSC, Placement Cell, Vivekananda Law College, Puttur, are organizing a special talk on maths, shortcut, tricks, and tips for competitive exams. Firstly, I find immense pleasure to welcome our college president, Sri Vishweshwar Bangarakka. In absence, I welcome you, sir. Secondly, I would like to welcome the correspondent of our college, Sri Vijayanarayan sir. In absence, I too welcome you, sir, for this webinar. And it extends a warm welcome to the resource person of the day, Srimati Prafulla Ganesh, Center Academic Head, IRCMD Educational Center. We welcome you, ma'am. I feel extreme honored to welcome our college director of legal studies, Dr. B.K. Ravindra sir. We welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome the principal of our college, Srimati Akshata madam. Welcome you, ma'am, for this webinar. I take grateful welcome to all the governing council members of our institution. I take the opportunity to welcome the IQAC coordinator, Dr. Rekha madam, for this webinar. And I also welcome my guru, Dr. Santhosh Prabhu, Assistant Professor of SDM Law College Mangalore, for this program. Welcome you, sir. And finally, I would like to welcome all the teaching faculties, non-teaching faculties, and Center of Academic Head, IRCMD coordinators, and all the strength of this program, our college students, and all the invitees and other college students for this webinar. Welcome you all. Before starting up the session, I just want to introduce our resource person of the day. Prafulla Ganesh has received the BSc degree in Mathematics and Physics from Mangalore University, Vivekananda College, Puttur, MBA degree in Finance from BTU University, PA College of Engineering, and MCOM from Sikkim Manipal University. She is a co-founder and academic counselor of IRCMD Educational Center, Puttur. She teaches several topics on cracking the competitive exams to PUC, degree, PG, and engineering students. She also organized various workshops on competitive exams, trainings in various colleges of Dakshin Kannada and Kodagu district, having 10 years of teaching experience in government degree college and also abacus training. It's immense pleasure you being with us, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for that kind of introduction, sir. I'm very pleased to be here to talk with you all today. So before going through my tricks, I want to ask you all one question, especially for the students. Okay, so I'll take you to your school days, right? So during your school days, who was your favorite teacher? And your answer would be, it might be your language teacher and never be your maths teacher. Am I right? And yes, you are. So why? Because we all started hating this maths from our early childhood days. Why? Because we all had got a shaky foundation on maths. Because we have to mug up the tables and we have to learn all the formulas, etc., etc. So that we all found this maths is one of the dullest and the hatest subject and the complex subject. But when you come to the part of writing the competitive exams, you need to work hard on the major part. The major part is nothing but in all the competitive exams is the numerical ability and the logical part. So numerical ability is nothing but your maths part and logical is nothing but the reasoning part. So today I'm going to explain you many of the mathematical tricks so that sure at the end of the session you will fall in love with the math subject. So let's start with the trick number 1. So before going to trick number 1, see, whenever you are applying these math tricks on your mathematical problems, you need to learn some of the logics over here. So not every logics are the same to all the concepts because first you need to learn the basic mathematical concept. So here the basic mathematics is based on the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So why? Because all the mathematical concepts are based on these four operators. So fine. So let's start with the trick number 1.
ನಾನು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ
13 times 10. So if I ask you all, can you please see the table number 9? Yes, most probably you are going to scratch your head. Why? Because we all know the table up to maximum 6 to 7. So above 6, 7, after 6 and 7, it's difficult to learn or mug up, right? So during our school days, we used to mug up up to 20, but now it is not now possible to mug up all these tables. Fine. So here you have to say 13 table. Is it possible? You need to say it just in 5 seconds. Okay, that's possible, right? So I'll tell you the trick how to write table number 13. So just make a table over here having 3 columns and 3 rows. Okay? Make a table with the 3 columns and 3 rows, and starting with the horizontally, you have to write the number starting from 1. See, listen carefully. Please don't write now. So I'll give time to take the screenshot. Right? Yes. So horizontally, you have to write 1, 2, 3. Just leave number 4. Don't write number 4. So I'm writing the numbers inside the table is only useful for me on this. Okay. So write 1, 2, 3. Just leave number 4. Then write 5, 6, 7. And leave number 8, 9, 10, 11, and leave number 12, and finally write 13. Hope you understood. Horizontally, you have to start writing the letters from 1, 2, 3, leave number 4, 5, 6, 7, leave number 8, 9, 10, 11, leave number 12, and write 13. Now vertically start writing from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and finally 0. Once again, I am repeating. Vertically write the numbers starting from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now easily you can say 13 table. 13 ones are 13, 13 twos are 26, 13 threes are 39, 13 fours are 52, and etc. This is how we can write 13 table in just 5 or 10 seconds. Hope you understood. So please take a screenshot of this. So if anybody is having a doubt on particular trick, you can drop down the message in chat box. I'll see the message and give the reply. Fine? Yes. So I'll move to trick number 2.
Good.
To find square of a number. So whatever the tricks I'm going to write here, that are all very important for in many of the competitive exams. Sure, you can find this type of question. So if I ask to say the square of a number, it's difficult for us to say, right? So maximum we all know the square of a number up to 9. So 9 square is 81. If I ask please say 19 square, hardly we are getting the answer. Right, fine. So see, before going to this trick, I want to say the square of a number up to 10. So 1 square is 1, 2 square is 2, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, 7 square is 49, 8 square is 64, 9 square is 81, and 10 square is 100, 11 square is 121, 12 square is 144, 13 square is 169, and so on. But the Vedic math says no need of mugging up all these squares. If you know only the squares between 0 to 9, that's more than enough. Okay, so you all know the squares between 1 to 9. Okay, so these types of questions will come in many of the competitive exams like IBPS, SBI, then RRB, SSC, etc. Fine. See, I take a number. I need to get a square of 14. So anybody can solve this if I give a more time. But I need to answer in just 2 to 5 seconds. Is it possible? Yes? No. So let's see how to solve this problem. See, in step number 1, I'm going to write the steps, okay? In step number 1, you have to bifurcate these two numbers. So bifurcate the numbers. So how you can do it? By writing lines 1 and 2. Fine. In step number 2, get the square of that numbers. Get the square of that numbers. So I need 1 square and I need 4 square. Next, step number 3. When squaring these two numbers, if you get a single digit, just add 0 before that particular number. Okay? So if you get a single digit, just add 0 in front of the number. For example, if I take this question for 4 square, sorry, 1 square, here 1 square means what? You are getting 1. So don't write just 1, write 0, 1. If I write 0 in this place, the value of this will become changed, right? Why? You are getting answer as 10. So always write 0 in front of that particular number. So it is 0, 1. So I'll write here 0, 1. So what is 4 square? It is a 16. And combine these two numbers. So which looks like 0, 1, 1, 6. Next, step number 4. Multiply that two numbers. Multiply the numbers. Okay. So here the numbers are 1 and 4. So multiply 1 and 4. You are getting answer as 4. And double it. And double it. So when you are doubling it, you are getting the answer as 8. Right? Now, next step number 5. See, if I write a number as 176, just a number is, okay? So 6 is the place of unit, or it is called as a unit digit. So 6 is in the unit place, 7 is in the 10th place, and 1 is in the 100th place. If I say it in Kannada, ಇದನ್ನ ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತೇವೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಹತ್ತನೇ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತೇವೆ, ಇದು 100ನೇ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ. Okay? In English, we are saying this is a unit 10 and 100 place. Okay? So, by leaving the unit place, write the answer. Here the answer is nothing but whatever double unit, that is 8. So by leaving the unit place, write the double unit, that is 8. Now add this. And step number 6 says add this. So while I'm adding this, I'm getting answer as 196. So 14 square is nothing but 196. So once again I'll repeat this. In step number 1, you have to bifurcate the numbers and get the square of each number. If you get a single digit, just add 0 before that particular number. Then multiply that two numbers. Here that two numbers are nothing but 1 and 4. Multiply. So 1 into 4 gives us 4. Double it. You will get the answer as 8. By leaving the unit to place, write the answer and add all these things. When adding all these things, you are getting the answer as 196. Okay. We'll do some of the examples. Please take a screenshot. Take the screenshot. Thanks. We will take one example. So I'll take 24 square. 24. Fine. So first we need to multiply the numbers. So 2 square and 4 square. 2 square is 0, 4. Since we are getting a single digit, just add 0 before that number. 4 square is 16. Multiply these two numbers. 2 4s are 8 and double it. When you are doubling 8, you are getting answer as 16. So by leaving the unit place, write the 16 here and add all those things. So answer is 576. So when you practice these things, I think you no need to use your pen and paper directly. You can say the answer. Right? Okay. So we'll take one more example. I'll take a bigger number, that is 52 square. So what you have to do first? Multiply the numbers as 5 square and 2 square. What is 5 square? 5 square is 25. What is 2 square? That is 4. Don't write 4, just write 0, 4. Then multiply these two numbers. 5 2s are 10 and double it. It will become 20 and add all these things. Answer is 270. If you have that, you can check it with the calculators. So the thing is, why you have to use the shortcut tricks? In any of the competitive exams, you are not supposed to take the calculators to inside the exam hall. The calculators are strictly prohibited inside the examination hall. Right? So that is why we have to use the shortcut tricks. So I'll give you one more question and please try that. Take a screenshot of this. So I'm going to erase this. Try this. 29 plus. You can give the answer in chat box. Sure, fine. No, I won't answer for 29 plus. This is yes, 841. Good. I'll take a 3-digit number that is take 1 of the 2 things. These are 3-digit number. So while bifurcating the numbers, take the digits as or separate the digits as a unit digit and the 10th place and 100th digit. Like this, going to separate. So 2 square and 10 square. 2 square means what? 0, 4. 10 square means what? It is 100. Multiply these two numbers. 10 2s are 20. Double it. It will become 40. By leaving the unit place, write 40 here and add all those things. So answer is 10,000 400. So this is how you can make the calculation in just 5 seconds. Okay. So we'll move to trick number 3. If you need more example, please let me know. Yeah. Trick number 3. Number 3, addition of similar digits. So I'll take an example of 44 plus 440. So these type of questions have come across in SSC exams or railways exams, etc. Okay. So how you can find the answer for this? Yes, we can do. but I want to get the answer in 2 or 3 seconds. So always multiplication is easier than the addition. So we all know that, right? So whenever you are going to see such type of questions, in step number 1, you have to see the common factor, or you have to take out the common factor. So here the common number is which one here? It is 4, right? So write down. Now, how many times the number has got repeated here? Here 4 has got repeated only 1 time, and here 2 times, and here 3 times, right? So multiply by that number. 4 into 120. So the answer is 492. So whenever you are seeing this type of question, see which number is common over here. Here 4 is common, right? So write down 4 first. After that, count how many times the number 4 has got repeated over here. So here number 4 has got repeated. Here it is 1 time, here 2 times, and here 3 times. So write the number 1, 2, 3. Continuously write the number 1, 2, 3. And multiply these. Multiplying these two numbers, you are getting answer as 492. Okay, and please take the screenshot. I'll go with one more example. Fine. Yes. So now I'll take 5, 55, 5, 5, 5, and 4 times 5. So what the step number 1 says? Have to take the common number outside. So here the common number is 5. Then the multiplication symbol. Then count the number of times the number has got repeated. So here 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and 4 times. So multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 6170. If you have calculator with you, you can pause. You can do the question. And try this also. 8 plus 88 plus 888 plus 888. First do it in manually. Later you can check with the calculator. What is the answer? I'm waiting for your answers. So get in trouble in making the multiplication also. 8972, it's very good. 8972, good. See, you can do the multiplication in a variety. There are different methods for making the multiplication. If I take the list as longest way of multiplication, then the multiplication in Vedic maths, then the lattice method, then Japanese method, Russian method, dot method, then split and add method, and then grid method. There are varieties in making the multiplication. So some are very easy to understand. See, multiplication in Vedic maths is always easy to understand because in single step you are going to get the answer here. If the time permits, do it in the last. Fine. Yeah. Yes. Next we'll move to trick number 4. Trick number. So I'll move to the logical part here. Okay, logical part. So in logical, you can see the topics which comes under logical part are coding and decoding, number series, etc. So in coding and decoding, you need to remember the positions of the alphabets. So the positions of alphabets is nothing but if I take letter A, this the position of letter A is 1. B, the position of letter B is 2. If you see the position of letter C is 3. If I ask you what is the position of M, are you able to see the answer? Anybody? Position of M. Then you are going to start from A means one. You are using your hand, right fingers. Let's have a try. Okay. Use your chat box now. What is the position of I? Position of I. Original position of I. Don't use your
9.
fingers, please. Yes, 9. What is the position of K? Yes. It is little bit difficult to say the answer, right? Huh. So I'll say the logic, how to remember the original position of the letters and how to remember the reverse position of the letters. So here the reverse position is nothing but Z means 1, Y means 2, X means 3 like this. Okay. So how to remember the position of alphabets? And this rule is called as HOT rule. Okay. Here, E means 5. So in coding and decoding, always you need to put some codes for the letters, okay, or the alphabets. J is in 10, O is 50, T is in 20, and Y is 25. So when you repeat this HOT for 2 to 3 times, sure you get remember HOT. Just say with me. HOT, 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 HOT. Codes. And so E means starting with 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. So with this, I'm going to write the letters alphabets. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So total there are 26 alphabets. So have written in form of table only. Now, the thing to remember the alphabet's original position, see easily you can remember from A to E, right? We will see the last column. Whatever are written here, the same thing is repeated here also, right? HOT, E, J, O, T, Y. The same thing has got repeated here also. So the value of E is here 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Easily you can do the code for each of them. But when I come to these letters, it is easy to remember to give the code for A to D. Right? Easily we can do. But when I come to this part, it will be difficult for me to give the code or to remember the code or to remember the original positions of these letters. So when I say yeah, just take it as fix. Yeah, fix. Fix means 6. Easy to remember, right? So fix. F means to fix. Fix is nothing but 6. Pronunciation 6. Fix. When I come to G, you can see number 7 in G, right? G has got a tail over here. See? G is having a tail, and I can write number 7 in the tail, right? So you can see a tail over here. I can easily write G is 7. So when I'm asking the positions of G, how to remember the number 7 by using its tail. Now, H. When I close the upper and the lower part of H, see? When I close the upper and lower part of H, which looks like 8, a digital number 8, right? Now, come to I. If I pronounce 9, I will come, right? 9. See? So that I can give the original position as a 9. J, of course, is 10. And come to K. How to remember the original position of K? Hope you are all watching IPL, right? IPL. Punjab team, Kings 11 team. Kings 11. K, Punjab. So Kings 11. It's a Punjab team. So Kings 11. Yeah. Next, come to here. This one word formed by two lines. See L. One word formed by two lines. So one word formed by two lines. So automatically you can give the position as 12. Right? So one word by two lines. Formed by two lines. Yes. Now come to yeah. When I rotate the yam in a clockwise direction, see, when I rotate the yam in clockwise direction, which looks like the 3, right? So I cannot say yam is in the position of 3. Why? Because already C has occupied the position of 3. So automatically I can write 13. So when you rotate the yam in a clockwise direction, which looks like 3, and yam cannot become 3, why? Because C has already occupied that position, so I can take yam as a position as 13. Now come to yam. How to remember this yam? You all know Children's Day, right? November 14. So just remember that. So Children's Day. That is November 14. So yam is 14. Automatically remember this. Then O is 15. The EGT rules is itself. Then come to P. When you get the water image, see the water image is nothing but when you stand in front of water, first your which one shows the leg of it? Huh? Shows your leg first, right? Means it's a water image, which looks like this. If I take the medium as water here, which looks like this, right? So 16. Why? Because P cannot become in the place of 6 because already M has occupied that position. So I can write 16. So this is a water image. What happens if I take a mirror image? The right side will become your left side will become your right side. If I take a pen in my right hand and if I stand in front of mirror, it shows my left hand is having a pen, right? That is left and right image. That is a mirror image. So in water, up and down. Yes. Next Q, come to Q. See, Q is having the tail again, and it cannot become sub. Already G has occupied the position, so you can write 17 over here. Q is 7. Next R. Just close the lower part of R. Again, it looks like 8, and it cannot become 8. You can write here 18. Come to yes. When I close the upper part of yes, which looks like a 9. So I can take it as a 19. When you come to T, you can remember the HT rule or you can remember T20. Cricket. So T20. Then you, I don't have any logic to give the position for you. So automatically after T you come, so you can write 21. Then come to the letter B. B shows the victory. Right? 2. So 22. V means victory here. Victory means in your fingers you are showing victory like this. So 22. Next W, the vice versa of this M. You are rotating M in clockwise direction, but you rotate the W in anti-clockwise direction, in reverse direction. Again, which looks like 3, and it cannot become 3, not become 13, automatically which becomes 23. So you have to rotate M in clockwise direction and rotate W in anti-clockwise direction. And come to X, having a point of intersection, you can see 4 lines over there, right? 4 lines. So which becomes 24, and automatically HOT rule says Y value of Y is 25, and that is 26. And now you are able to see the original position of the alphabets. Am I right? I'm going to repeat this. So A to E, no need to remember, it's consecutive letters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then come to the part of F, it is fixed 6. G, having a tail 7. Right. Then H, when you close the upper and lower part of H, which looks like 8. Then I, 9. The pronunciation I. Alright. Then J is automatically 10. Then K, King's 11. Then L, one word formed by 2 lines. One word formed by 2 lines, so 12. Then M, rotate clockwise direction. So when you are rotating clockwise direction, which looks like this, automatically which will become 13. Then remember N, number 14, Children's Day. So N will become 14 and O is 15. Then P, the water image. Okay, 16. And the Q again, which is having a tail, so 7. And R, close the lower part of R, which becomes 80. Looks like 8. It cannot become 8 because already H is in the place of 8. So automatically which becomes in the place of or the position of 80. Then yes, close the upper part of yes. When you are closing the upper part of it, which looks like 9, so automatically which becomes 19 and T, T20. Cricket match. Just remember that. I knew I don't have any logic over here, but take V, victory. V means victory. Just remember victory, your fingers. So 22. Then W, anti-clockwise. So 23. And yes, the point of intersection is having 4 lines. So 24 and 1 automatically HOT rule, 25 and finally that is 26. And just please close your eyes once. Let me check whether you can say the answer or not now. So what is K? K. Good. V. V. Don't forget victory. Yes, it is 22. Yep. Yes, 6. Very good. Hope you understood. Please take the screenshot. Yes. We move to bit number 5. And I'm sure you're enjoying this session. Do you? Street number. So in most of the question papers, you can come across multiplication of the numbers which are closer to 100 but less than 100. It's such a bigger number, 2-digit numbers. Okay. Say, I'll take an example of 99 into 98. You give me the answer for this question. 99 and 98. And tell me what can you get the answer? Hardly, I will say you need to solve this problem in 2 or 3 minutes, right? Because you need to remember the table 9, table 8. So without remembering the table 9 and 8, directly you can get the answer. And see how to get the answer. Okay? So these two numbers. So write 0, 2 here. In the answer box, write 0. Next, step number 3. Get the difference diagonally. So diagonally means in this form. Get the difference diagonally. So 99 minus 2 is 97 and 98 minus 1 is again 97. You need to get the same answer. So in both the cases, you are getting the answer as 97 and write whatever the answer you got. See, answer is 9702. If you want, you can do the question using the calculator. Just check it. Whether you are getting 9702 when you multiply these two numbers. Yes, of course. So once again, I'm going to explain this. So when the numbers are closer to 100 but less than 100, what you have to do first write vertically the numbers. Then get the difference with 100, the first number. When you subtract 99 from 100, you are getting 1. And when you subtract 98 from 100, you are getting 2. Next, multiply that two numbers, 1 and 2. When you are going to multiply these two numbers, you are getting answer as 2. But don't write just 2, just add 0 in front of that number. So you are getting 0, 2 and write over here. Now, diagonally take the difference of these two numbers. Diagonally means crosswise. Fine. So 99 minus 2 are getting as 97 and 98 minus 1 are getting as similar, 97. So write down here and combine that two numbers. So 9702 will be your answer. Hope you understand. Please take a screenshot. So we'll move with the one more question. If anybody is having doubt, please drop down your questions or messages in the chat box, please. Yeah, no. So I'll take one more number, 97 into 98. 97 into 98. So first write down vertically these numbers, 97 into 98. Fine. First, what do I do? Take the difference with 100. So 100 minus 97 is 3 and 100 minus 98 is 2. We multiply these two numbers. 3 is a 6. Since it is a single digit number, just add 0 in front of 6. So I'm getting as 0, 6. Now, diagonally subtract the numbers. So 97 minus 2 is 95. Similarly, 98 minus 3 is also 95. See? In just 5 seconds, you have the answer. Whether it is easy or tough. Yes. No answers? It's fine. Try one more question. 96 into 93. See, if you get a double digit number, directly you can get the double digit number. No need to add 0. Fine, directly you can write. Try this. Tell me the answer. Yes. Good, Vaishna. Pratisha. So I'm getting the right answers. 902. Right. Okay. So we'll move to treat number 6. So before writing the caption, I'll directly write the question first. Okay. I'll write. Say any 4-digit number, please. Any 4-digit numbers from your side. Any 4-digit number. Anybody can type and answer. I need a 4-digit number. 2564. Good. 2564. See, I don't have any calculators in my hand. Okay. And I have to multiply by 4 times 9. And let's check the answer. And check whether it is right or wrong. Check it. Whether this answer is right or wrong. You can use your calculators, please. Exactly. How it is possible then? None of use your calculators. It's a mind calculation. But let's see how to do this, okay? Yeah. So I'll start with a single number. So I'll use the caption for this number is multiplication with 999, 999, 1999, etc. See, if I write 26 and 36, this is a multiplication question. This is called as a multiplicand, and this is called as a multiplier. This is multiplicand and this is called as a multiplier. So whenever you are seeing the question on the basis of multiplier in the form of 9 or 99 or 999, then only you can apply this logic. Not for all the questions you can apply this logic. Hope you understood. Yeah. So it comes for many of the competitive exams. And the questions were prepared on this basis itself. Okay. I'll take a smaller number. I need to get 8 into 9. What is 8 into 9? If you know table number 8 or table number 9, then it's easy to get the answer, right? If I have 23 into 99, then it will be difficult, right? So let's see what are the steps we want to follow. So step number 1 says that you have to write the preceding number of the multiplicand. See, this is multiplicand and this is multiplier. And here you have to write the preceding number of the multiplicand. Here the preceding number is nothing but the previous number. In Sanskrit, we can call it as, or in Vedic maths, we can call it as Purvena. Okay? So you have to get the previous number of the multiplicand. So, preceding number of 8. If I take the series as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I need to know the preceding number of 4. So what is the preceding number of 4 here? Is 3. What is the succeeding number of 4? Is 5. You should know the difference between the preceding number and the succeeding number. So always the preceding number says the previous number and always the succeeding number says the next number. Okay? So preceding means nothing but the previous number. Okay? In step number 1, you have to write the preceding number of 8. So what is the preceding number of 8 here? That is 7. Then step number 2. Subtract that number from 9. So you need to subtract that number from 9. Means you have to subtract these two numbers. So 9 minus 7 is 2. This is how we can get the answer. And the 2-digit number 23 into 99. 23 into 99. So first what you have to do? How to follow step number 1 means you have to write the preceding number. So what is the preceding number of 23? Which is 21. Then you have to subtract first these two. 9 minus 2 is 7. Then you have to subtract these two. 9 minus 1 is 8. Answer is 2178. Let's take 3-digit number then. 786 into 999. Okay. So write the preceding number 785. Subtract 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 minus 8 is 1. And 9 minus 5 is 2. If it is a double digit and a 3-digit number. Yeah. See, single digit and a double digit number. Oh, I'm sorry. The preceding number of 23 is 22. I'm sorry. The preceding number of 23 is 22. I've taken 21, I think. I'm sorry for that. So preceding number of 23 is 22 and subtract 9 minus 2 is 7. Again 9 minus 2 is 7. Hope it is right now. Yes. And thank you for sharing that. Yes. So you need to get the answer for 72 and 999. So what is the preceding number of 72? It is 71. Okay. Next, since here it is 2-digit number and here it is 3-digit number, you cannot go directly as this. Though the method is the same, you can see a different digits here, right? So one extra digit we got here, right? That is 9. So write this 9 here. Then subtract this. 9 minus 7 is 2 and 9 minus 1 is 8. So answer is 71928. Please take a screenshot. Yes. Sir, really the time has crossed. Should I continue? Yeah, madam. My dear students, should I continue the session? Because already 1 hour is over. Hope so.
Ma'am, please continue.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. So trick number 7. So addition trick. In 30 seconds. How you can make the addition in 30 seconds? So I'll take a bigger number. So 796 and 354. So I've taken a bigger number. So what do you do? When you see this type of question, you'll start adding from the right to left, right? So you are moving from right to left. But I say, don't move from right to left. Directly you can do the addition from left to right. Okay? But you need to know one logic here. Means, see, I'll take, if I take 8 and 3. 8 and 3. How to make the addition of 8 and 3? So first we have to always convert this 8 into 10. Okay? So if I want to add 8 and 3, you need to convert this 8 as a 10. Means I have to get the sum as a 10. If I make the sum as a 10, I have to take 2 from here. If I take 2 from here, I'll get the sum as a 10. So what's the remaining number from here? It is 1. So answer is 11. And mentally you have to make the calculation always. I'll take one more example. I need 7 and 5. So what is the sum of 7 and 5? First, what I have to do? I have to convert this 7 as a 10 first. So if I want to convert this 7 as 10, what I have to do? I have to take 3 from here, right? So when I take 3 from here, the sum will become 10 and the remaining number is your 2. So 10 plus 2 is 12. So adding any number to 10 will be easy always, right? That is how you have to make the calculation. If I take 9 and 5, 9 and 5, how to add 9 and 5? So what can I do? How to convert this 9 to 10? So from 5 I have to take 1. So it will become 10. And the remaining number is here 4. So 10 plus 4 is 14. This is how I can do calculation mentally. Okay? Yes. So come to this point. So 7 plus 3 is what? It is 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. 9 plus 5. It is 14 because I am taking 1 from here to here. It will become 10 and here remaining is 4. So 14. So 9 plus 5 is 14. Add 6 and 4. 6 plus 4 is always 10. Right? Right here. 10. Now add all these things. So 0 it is 0. 4 plus 1 is 5. For 1 it is 1 and for 1 it is 1. And the final answer is 1150. This is how we have to make the calculation from left to right. So without carrying the numbers. So in school method, what you have done, listen here, you have to add first these two things, 6 plus 4, 10. You have to write 0 and you have to carry 1 here. So 9 plus 1, 10. Then add 5, 15. Again you have to write 5 and you have to carry it to here 1. So 7 plus 1 will become 8. Then add 3. So this will be a difficult task, right? So when you move for this, it will be useful for you to crack any of the competitive exams because the time is an important factor in all the competitive exams. So you need to know how to get the answer within a short span of time. Yeah. So please take a screenshot. I'll go with some other examples. So 846 and 578. Okay. First add these two things, 8 plus 5. So first here you need to get 10. So you are taking 2 from here, 13. So 8 plus 5 is 13. 7 plus 4. So when you are adding 3 to 7, you are getting 10 and the remaining is your 1. So 10 plus 1, 11. So 1, 1. And 8 plus 6, you are taking 2 from here, so 10. And remaining number is here 4, so 10 plus 4, 14. Right, 14. And add. So 4 is 4, 1 plus 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 4. 1 it is 1. Answer is 1, 4, 2, 4. And just try this. 953 and 689. Try this. Yes, and got the answer. We'll check. 9 and 6, it is 15. Good. Right answer. Very good. And 8 plus 5 is 13. 9 plus 3 is 12. Answer is 1642. Exactly. Yes. How do you feel now? Whether you are a genius at maths or not? Yes, good, right. Thank you. Okay, we'll go for tip number 8 then. So I'm going to erase this. That is percentage calculation. So this percentage calculation has become a difficult task for us, right? We don't know how to calculate the percentage. How to calculate percentage? I need to get what is 40% of 30? 40% of 30. See, percentage means when you see this word and this, I can divide this word as two parts here. That is per and cent. I have divided one word into two parts. So per means it divided by and cent means 100. So when I ask 30%, how you can write 30 by 100? This is how we have studied in our school method, right? So I need to get 40% of 30. So in our school method, 40% of 30, I'm getting the question first. So 40% is equal to 40 by 100. Of means what? Into and 30. So wherever you can see the 0, just got it out, 0 and 0, and the remaining is 4 and 3. And you need to multiply that two numbers, so 4 is a 12. This will be your final answer. But no need to do all these things. Without using your pen, you can directly say the answer just by saying the question. How it is possible? Say. So whenever you are seeing zeros over in a percentage question, you need to say 0 and here also you need to say 0. Then directly multiply these two numbers. That's it. 4 3s are 12. The final answer is 12. If it is 30% of 60, what will be the answer? Here also you are seeing the 0 and here also you can see 0. Directly multiply these two numbers. 6 3s are 18. Need to use this method? Not at all. Right. Tell me what is 120% of not 120, 60% of 30. What is 60% of 30? Yes, it is 18. 6 days are 18. Vice versa, 10. 6 days are 18. So what is 50% of 70? What is 50% of 70? Yes, it's 35 because you are multiplying these two things. 5 sevens are 35. This is how we can do that. You can use this logic whenever you can see a 0 over here. Yeah? If 0 is not there, it means what? Please take this picture. Object number, I think it is 7 or 8. 7 or 8. It is 8 also. Yes. I'm going to erase this. Yeah. So what is 24% of 72? 24% of 72. And here no zeros. Then how you can do this problem? Just multiply that in numbers. 24 and 72. See, there are many methods for making a calculation, multiplication here. I am not now using the Vedic maths and you don't know how to do in Vedic maths. So just do this. You are getting answer as 1728. I have used here the Vedic method. Okay, so 1728. Write the answer here 1728. But this is not the final answer. Why? Because here you are having a percentage. I already said percentage means what? 100. Percent, 100. So you are having two zeros over here. Okay, so since you are having two zeros, from your right side, count the two zeros, two digits, 1, 2. After 2 digits, put a decimal and this will be your answer. Check it once whether the answer is right or not. I don't know whether it is right or wrong. Yes, I think it is right. 17.2. without using the calculators. By using only a single step, I got the answer. Otherwise, what would I do? For 24 by 100 into 72, and you have to start from number 2. 250 is a 100, 2 3 is a 6, and 2 6 are 12. Again, 225 is a 2 1s are 2 8 is a 16. Again, then yes, it is an odd number and it is an even number. Again, you have to multiply these two numbers. Again, you have to divide it by 25. My God, it takes more than 10 minutes, right? So we'll take one more example. Okay. 18% of 36. 18% of 36. So directly multiply these two numbers, 18 and 36. And I'll use the Vedic maths. 648 I'm getting. Okay, so I'm writing here 648. Okay, since percentage means after 2 digits you have to put a decimal. So after 2 digits you have to put a decimal. Then the answer. Check whether the answer is right. Yes. 6.4. Hard I have taken 5 to 10 seconds to get the answer. But my students, remember, you need a practice for this. You will never get the any logic in 1 or 2 days. You need a practice. So when you start practice, sure you will get more marks in any of the competitive exams. Actually, I have taken nearly 3 to 4 years to learn all these things, and I'll do daily practice. Okay, now we'll move to trick number 9. So before moving to trick number 9, let me know whether you want multiplication in Vedic maths. How to do the multiplication in single step by using Vedic maths. If you want to know means, I'll go to teach you now. Or else I'll skip. Directly I go to trick number 9. Yes, please fast. Yeah, fine. Okay. This is not trick number 9. Okay. This is apart from tricks. Okay. So how to multiply by using Vedic maths? I'll take 2-digit numbers fine first. Okay. So you need to multiply 12 into 30 by using Vedic maths. Okay. So I'll take here as a dot representation method. Means always the diagram will make you to remember more always, right? Fine. So while multiplying these 2 digits, the dot multiplication represents in step number 1, instead of writing these 2 numbers, I take 2 dots. Okay. Step number 2, I take 2 dots again. And in step number 3, again I take same 2 dots. Okay. So whenever you are going to do a multiplication of any 2-digit number, you have to remember this dot representation method always. Okay? See, first you have to multiply these 2 numbers always. Okay? So I'll take the same example, 12 and 30. You need to multiply these 2 numbers. Means 2 into 3, 6. Okay. So write 6. Step number 2, you have to make a crosswise multiplication. Means you have to multiply all the digits over here. Means you have to multiply all the digits. So 3 ones are 3 and means here plus 1 twos are 2. Okay. So 3 ones are 3 and 1 twos are 2. So 3 ones are 3 and 2 ones are 2. And I'm adding this, I'm getting the answer as 5. And trying to 5. And finally, multiply the digits in the 10th place. Means, and multiply like this. So 1 into 1 is equal to 1. See, In single step, I got the answer. To do this, you have to remember this trick. First, you have to multiply the unit digits, then you have to multiply all the digits, and then you have to multiply the single digit. Please take the screenshot. I'll go with one more example. Okay. Yeah. I'll take one more example. 22 into 11. Right? 22 into 11. So always you have to write the question in this form. 22 into 11. 22 into 11. So first I have to multiply these two numbers. So 2 ones are 2. Then I have to multiply in a crosswise pattern. 2 ones are 2. Just remember 2 and plus 2 ones are 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. Next, multiply these two numbers. 2 ones are 2. See? I want the answer. We'll take one more example. I'll take a bigger number. 24 into 32. 24 into 32. So 24 and 32. Multiply these two numbers first. So 4 twos are 8. Next. 4 threes are 12. Remember it. 2 twos are 4. So 12 plus 4 is 16. So whenever the number crosses the single digit, you have to take the unit digit. So whenever you are getting the 2 digits in step number 2, you have to write the unit digit first. So 6 is there. So write the 6 and remember this one. Or else you can write over here. This one. Now multiply these two things. 3 twos are 6 and 1. So 6 plus 1, 7. This is how to write the answer. Do you want some more example? If you want, I can. Hope you understood. No. Fine. So let's move to trick number 9. How to calculate the number of triangles inside a square or a rectangle or a quadrilateral or inside a triangle. Yeah, this trick is very nice. Thank you. Yes. So, how to count the number of triangles inside a square or a rectangle or in a quadrilateral or inside another triangle. Such a big caption. Fine. So, you can see these type of questions in SSC exams. For SSC exams or for railway exams, in IBPS or SBI, you won't come across these questions. Okay, let's see. I'll draw one square. Okay. Now, could you please see the answer for this? My question is, how many triangles are there inside this particular square? Hope you understood. So you are going to count manually now, right? You are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 like this. If it is a smaller diagram, then we will count manually. If we found more number of squares, then it will be difficult, right? Then we have to go for some logic solution. Okay? See, that logic is nothing but first you have to count the number of diagonals in this particular square. Okay? So step 1 says, so number of diagonals diagonal then. So diagonal is a line which connects one corner of a square to the opposite corner of the square inside the same square. Okay, understood. Diagonal ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ನ ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕಬಹುದು. ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಇಂದ ಅದರ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಗೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಳೆದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಡಯಾಗನಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. ಸೊ a line connects from one corner of a square to the opposite corner of the same square is called as a diagonal. Hope you understood what you mean by diagonal. Okay, now count how many diagonals are there inside this particular square. See, 1 and 2, right? So this is diagonal number 1 and this is diagonal number 2, right? Yes. Here is this. So you can see here 2 diagonals. So number of diagonals here is 2. Now count the number of blocks. Number of blocks. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you can see there are only 4 number of blocks. Okay, write the number of blocks. Now multiply these diagonals and blocks. So multiply diagonal and a block. So how many diagonals are here? 2. And how many blocks? 4. So what is the answer? 8. Therefore, total number of triangles are 8. See, without calculating this, I got the answer directly. Now tell me whether we used to pen on paper here. Not needed, right? By just seeing the diagram, we can say the answer. No need of using pen and paper here. Right. So we'll go for one more triangle. So it's take the screenshot. Take the screenshot. Okay, take the screenshot. Yes. And try this, okay? Try this and say the answer. Could you please say the answer for this question? I drawn here. Just see the figure and say the answer. Is it 40? First count number of diagonals. First count number of diagonals, please. No. I think I got confused with the diagonals. How many diagonals over here? I think you have taken 4 diagonals. No, what I said, what do you mean by diagonal? From one corner to opposite corner. This is a corner. See, these are not corners. These are a plane. It's corner. ಒಂದು ಮೂಲೆಯಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಮೂಲೆಗೆ ಇಳಿಯುವಂತ ಲೈನ್ ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಯಾಗನಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. ಇದು ಡಯಾಗನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. This is just a straight line ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇದು ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. Very good. I got answer now. 16. Only 2 diagonals you can see over here, right? 1 and 2. From one corner to another corner. A straight line joins, right? So you can see here only 2 diagonals and count the number of blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So total number of blocks over here are 8 and number of diagonals are 2. When you multiply these 2 numbers, you are getting answer as 16. So that the total number of triangles inside this rectangle, this is not a square, this is a rectangle, you are getting the answer as 16. Hope you understood. Yeah. So we'll take triangle now. I used one square, one rectangle, and now I'm using a triangle. have taken one triangle. So how many triangles are there inside this triangle? Obviously, you can say only one triangle, single triangle. See, if I bisect this, then how many triangles? Then you need to count the triangles here, right? 1, 2, 3. If I give like this, then it will be difficult to count the number of triangles, right? And you need to know one formula over here. See, I take the same triangle with one bisect, okay? That formula is nothing but n into n plus 1 by 2. So you need to learn these formulas. Sure, you can expect these type of questions in SSC and railway exams, especially in SSC exams. Okay, n into n plus 1 by 2. Here, n is equal to number of parts. So how many parts over here? 1 and 2. So wherever you are seeing n, just replace with the 2 because here n is equal to 2. Number of parts are 2, 1 and 2. Okay. So n means here 2. Again n means 2 plus 1 by 2. Okay. So whenever you can see a bracket, first do solution whatever is there inside the bracket. So inside the bracket we are having 2 plus 1, right? First do that. Write 2 as it is. 2 plus 1 is 3. And this bracket says it is a multiplication always. Bracket means always multiplication. Okay. So 2 plus 1 is 3 and write this 2. Now you can easily cancel this 2. What is the remaining number here? That will be your answer. So what is the formula? N into n plus 1 by 2. Here n is equal to 2 because they are having 2 parts. Then wherever you can see n, just replace it by 2 number of parts. Then whatever is there inside the bracket, do that first. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Always bracket means multiplication. So just write 2 into 3 because you can easily cancel these 2 numbers. So remaining number is 3. And I'll take one more example. Please take the screenshot. I forgot. Take the screenshot. Yes. Okay. Count the numbers here. Number of parts 1, 2, 3. So number of parts are 3. Therefore, here n is equal to 3. So wherever you are seeing here, you replace it by 3. This is formula by 2. Now 3 into 3 plus 1 is 4 by 2. So 2 ones are 2 twos are 4. So 3 twos are 6. Therefore, number of triangles over here are 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bigger triangle 6. Take the screenshot. Okay. And try this once. And see me the answer. And see the answer.
ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಲು ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ.
Please say the answer for this question. So what is the answer? One, two, three, four, 5. Total number of parts are 5 here. Write down the part number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So wherever you can see here, just write 5. Yes, very good, very good. I'm getting the answer as quickly. Good. spending some time with me. Sir, over to you. My thanks to Dr. B.E Ravindra, Director of Legal Studies, and Srimati Akshata A.P, Principal of Vivekananda Law College, Dr. Rekha K, IQAC Coordinator, Kaushik C, Placement Cell Coordinator, for your support, and my special thanks to Dr. Santhosh Prabhu, the Assistant Professor of SDM Law College Mangalore. Thank you for your support, sir.
Fine. Thank you, madam. It was wonderful. Any doubts, any queries from the students?
Yes, can ask the questions. You have any doubt regarding these tricks? Only regarding these tricks. Because I have taught you only the basic tricks. These are not the advanced tricks. Nearly, you can learn more than 200 tricks over in mathematics. And surely you can say maths is fun on this. And my dear students, please, I want your feedback. I have given my WhatsApp number here. This is my personal number. You can go through this. I need your feedback because I want to know my positive things and negative things. And sir, if anybody needs e-certificate, can ping me on this number. You can give your name, father name, and full address so that I can generate an e-certificate. So
sure, ma'am. That's
yeah.
I'll contact you, ma'am, regarding the attendance we have taken. And whoever have participated, no, that we'll ask you the e-certificate and we'll contact you.
Fine, sir. Thank you.
So no more doubts or anything from our students' point of view also. So we'll move further. Fine.
If students have any doubts, please can ping me or you can ask now itself. Do unmute and ask.
Ma'am, hi ma'am, I'm Shishwat here.
Hello, Kishore. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, ma'am, like for me, maths was the weakest subject for me till 10th. Like I quit maths in 11th and 12th, like, when I took science and all. But I feel if we probably get tips like this, it will really help us, especially for in law. Also, I guess accounting is there, like for lawyers. So I guess it will really help in our that aspect as well. So it's not a doubt, ma'am. It's a thank you. So thank you so much, ma'am. Like it's a wonderful session.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Fine, ma'am. Then I guess all the box also it is they're thanking you. Fine. So I'll move for the end of the session. I will call up Dr. Rekha K, IQAC coordinator, to render the vote of thanks.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Good morning to all. It is my pleasure to propose vote of thanks on behalf of Vivekananda College of Law, Puttur. I would like to thank today's speaker, Mrs. Prafulla Ganesh, Center Academic Head, IRCMD Education Center, for guiding maths shortcut tricks and tips for competitive exams. Thank you, ma'am. My hearty thanks to Dr. Ravindra B.E, Director of Legal Studies of our college, to grace this event. My heartfelt thanks to Srimati Akshata A.P, Principal of our college, for encouragement of all hours of efforts. I would like to thank Dr. Santhosh Prabhu, Assistant Professor of Law, SDMLC, for his constant support. Thank you, sir. I owe special gratitude to the teaching and non-teaching staff. Finally, I would like to thank our students and all the participants. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am.
So can we end the session?
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. And we'll regarding that e-certificate, we'll contact you and.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Thank you.